Welcome to 155, a podcast about punk songs. I'm your host, Sam Sutherland, and this is...
Josiah Hughes is me.
Okay, well,
we nailed it. That was good.
We nailed it. It's a new professional day.
I'm also a host, though. I guess is kind of I don't want to.
Did it make it seem like
if you say I'm your host? I guess then I would say I'm also your and I'm your
right.
Other,
I'm your host,
and I'm your host.
Right. Okay. So I'll say, okay. In the future, it'll be like, welcome to what we've got.
So like it's.
I'm Sam Sutherland, and this is.
Or no, you just say I'm Sam Sutherland.
I'm Sam Sutherland,
I say,
and
I'm Josiah Hughes.
Should we do it again?
No, that's fine. We're gonna. Look, we can't just instantly become professional overnight, but I
thought it was going to happen. I thought we were just going to flip a switch that had been sort of
like if you were doing the Junos, you would have. Would you have done that so well?
I'll be honest. My history with professional hosting is one where I usually bring everyone down to my level, as opposed to sort of really elevating my own talents. So no, me doing the Junos is consistently just like, it's the Junos. Oh my God, it's Carly Rae Jepsen. She's here. Carly Rae, how you doing? And every time I watch something back, I'm like, that's not funny. That just seemed like I'm sloppy.
Well, as also a host, I want to thank our house band, Split Hairs, for the excellent theme song off the top.
Yes.
So good.
Thank you. I've always wanted a house band.
Me too, and a theme song. So thank you for that, you guys. And I want to say, if you're listening, if the episode just started for you now, you've missed half of it, and everyone else listened to the whole thing yesterday. So there's way more to it at patreon.com/155pod. I'm going to change the URL. Fuck. It's so hard to be professional when we haven't changed all the URLs and stuff yet, but there is a
also,
new
the problem is it's still you and I. Like, in my mind, we were just going to be like, right into it, no problem, because I can impersonate someone being professional quite well.
I can't.
But then I start talking to you, and I'm like, I want you to think that I'm cool.
Right. And I don't know how to. I start panicking and trying to think, what when Sam asks me what are my biggest weaknesses, what do I say that gets me the job?
Right, yeah. I'm just too dedicated to running Twitter accounts for my podcast. Exactly. I would say that's been something of a professional detriment to me lately.
Yeah. No, but I mean, let's try. So no more. Let's cut the bullshit. We're here. We're going to talk about punk songs. This week, I chose the song, and the song that I chose was one that's been following us for the entire year. It seems like everything we watched on our Twitch streams when we were discussing the band that we used to discuss, this would constantly pop up.
Are we not even going to say their name?
We're not. No, we're not.
They shall not be. Okay.
They're only named behind the paywall. They're only named behind the paywall.
Damn. Okay, so, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying it. I'm not saying that word, the B word. I will say the B word, bro, because this band has been following us everywhere. I won't even say
that B word. This is going to be an awkward episode for me.
The B in Apartment 23. Yeah, I don't know why. I think this song just kept popping up. So this week we're going to talk about Bro Him by Pennywise. And we have a theme song now, so we don't even need to play their song. You just, if you want to go listen to Bro Him right now, I guess you could. But I feel like you won't really enjoy it because I did choose a song that I strongly dislike to start off our new chapter of our lives.
So we're not even going to play Bro Him. We're just going to ask people to conjure Bro Him in their minds.
Well, we're going to get to it. I mean, there's going to be there's videos. I mean, you'll see. We'll get there.
Okay.
I mean, good Lord.
Sorry, that sounded really combative.
Good Lord.
So, listen, we're struggling through the tension right now.
Do you want to play it? We can play some of it.
No, it's fine. You're right. We'll get to videos and stuff later. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. So I guess my first thing about Bro Him that I want to say is like, I don't really understand what genre this is. Because in my mind,
punk, man. This is punk music.
To me, Pennywise is like pop punk, but it's obviously not. I mean, it's like everything about it is pop punk, but they're also not pop punk. Like if you said that they were pop punk, some guy with a Pennywise tattoo, with like a fitted Pennywise hat, driving a truck that had the Pennywise logo on it, with like I don't know, give you a Charlie horse. Like, I feel like those kind of guys are aggro in my mind, but then they wouldn't go much further than giving you a Charlie horse.
I think that the decal on the truck is a mixture of the Pennywise logo and the Fox Racing logo. Just to be clear, I think
It's like a mashup.
Yeah, it combines both. The sort of person that you're fighting with. I think Pennywise is a pop punk band the way Rancid is a pop punk band, which is to say they are, but there are sort of superficial aesthetic trappings that they've utilized to kind of throw you off the scent. So because in Rancid you have like, scary Lars and his like 8-foot tall creepers being Lars, and you've got Tim Armstrong singing in his
beautiful
beloved cadence. Yeah. It doesn't get compared to Simple Plan, even though like it basically is. And Pennywise is like exactly that, where it's functionally not any different than like a real like run of the mill Warped Tour band, but they're somehow like a different type of Warped Tour band.
But like because
devotees.
Musically they don't sound like that, but they're just, I guess it's just because they're still with all, like they would still play probably some like bad punk festival in Quebec with Simple Plan in 2020 if COVID hadn't happened.
For sure. If COVID hadn't happened, there'd be 20 punk rock festivals happening in the middle of nowhere in Quebec right now, all called like, some version of Rockfest, but that was like inexplicably French, where it's like Rock de Fest. And you're like, why is that the name of the festival? And why is the Offspring headlining like above Fleetwood Mac? And you'll be like, oh, right, because it is Quebec.
I mean, maybe we'll talk about the Offspring one day too. And something I like about the new model is we could even do like themed months around a certain band or something.
Offspring month?
I mean, that would be mortifying, but I'm into it. I'm into all these ideas, but yeah, I guess like the other thing.
I've been listening to a lot of Offspring, by the way.
The funny thing about that though is talking about the Offspring and Rancid, there's also, granted, I think this is the only Pennywise song I've ever heard in my life, but there's also nothing.
The one that's on Short Music for Short People.
Oh yeah, what's that? Is there a Pennywise song?
Couldn't tell you. I just know that we had to talk about Pennywise once in our former life.
The funny thing about it is that like Offspring and Rancid have these like loud, annoying bells and whistles about them, but this song also just kind of has almost nothing to it. Like the singer guy who was in that movie, The Other F Word, about how hard it is to be a punk rock father. He like has nothing. I can't even remember anything about him other than his goatee. And then of course there's Fletcher, who we'll talk about. Yeah. He's kind of the only interesting person in the band Pennywise, but he's just like so annoying.
It's sort of remarkably simple as a song though, because it's literally just like the bass line, and then the guitar starts playing that part, and then just the gang vocal starts singing that exact same part, and that's Bro Him. And in that sense, I sort of respect the utter lack of bells and whistles. Yeah, if it was the Offspring, you'd have some like high-pitched, like freaky shit from Dexter Holland. If it was Rancid, you'd at least have like this sort of like, snarl effect. And this is kind of just like a good bass line that then eventually people start singing. And that's it.
It's so. I mean, did you look at the Wikipedia for this song at all?
I skimmed it. It did not fuck me up. Like there was like some interesting things that I learned. What really set me off and actually made me not like nervous about doing this, but all of a sudden I was like, wait, I feel like I'm gonna get you and I haven't talked in a while. I'm feeling all kinds of things in my life. Am I going to cry in the Bro Him episode now? Because this is the song is obviously about loss, but
I didn't actually know it was, first of all. I had no idea. Because
I knew that in the most superficial way. That's all I knew. I didn't know that the guy had passed away. Like, it's fucking sad, man. And then the YouTube comments are just, it's like a memorial, man. People just show up on YouTube and like shout out their dead fucking friend.
Did you see that article about that?
I saw that after I was like, oh my God, is this like literally everyone just being like, I remember you, Chris, like R.I.P. Dana. Like, it's just crazy. Like,
I know.
Chuck.
It's like,
fuck off.
So if you kind of like look at the Wikipedia for Bro Him and kind of just like squint a little bit, it's like 2 paragraphs about there's like 6 guys that have died that this song is about retroactively.
And including the songwriter.
But then if you scroll down, it's like 3 pages of sports teams that have used this song.
It is, yeah.
And so
it's every team is in the Bro Hymn. Like, and they're also all either hockey teams or like teams from Florida. You know,
it's so weird. But I think, I mean, you please do cry if you want to cry. That would be a great start for our new chapter. If we both, what if we cried every week?
Actually gonna cry.
We should cry every week.
All right, yeah, that could be our thing. Is we just do the pod until one of us cries.
So there's some sort of and that's another thing I would really like to watch one day. Maybe this new model can allow for it. Have you seen the Warped Tour documentary that was handed out for free with Vans like 5 years ago? Like if you'd buy a new pair of Vans, you get this DVD.
I think we've watched clips of it, but I don't think I've seen the entire thing. No.
Oh, I would love to watch it again. But so Vans last year, for 25 years of Warped Tour, they uploaded a 1-minute episode of something about, I guess it's a mini 1-minute doc about Bro Hymn featuring Fletcher. So I think let's let Fletcher tell us about his song.
A lot of times, people talked about Bro Hymn, and that's a song for our fallen friends.
People don't realize that in 1996, Jason, who the song's written about,
the Pennywise band member, passed away.
And that was obviously one of the hardest things I've ever dealt with in my life. Instead of just canceling the whole tour, we thought it would be better to go out and play Bro Hymn and honor him. Playing that song with all of our Warped Tour family made it insanely uplifting. We'd get a lot of kids that would tell us how his brother had died or his best friend.
Shout out to a guy named Pat Brown who just passed away.
This also goes out to my friend Steve Craig.
And if we could dedicate Bro Hymn to him, and a lot of times we'd bring that kid on stage. The emotion that person had singing that song would bring you to tears.
it was in my mind they would be the last band that would play the last note of the last day of the tour. I said I wasn't going to get emotional, but I got teary-eyed. It was the punk rock tears for the end of the Warped Tour.
Punk rock tears for the end of the Warped Tour.
Well, that cheapened it.
I think I don't know. I think there's something to be said about this song, and I haven't read the lyrics either. I was saving that for when we're on pod, but I think this song is like an interesting look at the way that people who are otherwise maybe emotionally distant or shut off. I mean, this is a band that I personally associate with like interior BC kind of people who go houseboating and drink kokanee, those kind of guys, like guys who just like have never heard anything since Pennywise. And I also think this is maybe the first song I can picture. Maybe some No Effects ones are earlier, but to me, this is like the first song that I see as being like a quote unquote hit from Epitaph era. And so it's interesting that it has this like these legs as a folk song that is also, I guess, maybe some sort of sincere form of mourning for these kind of people who are like normally emotionally shut off or just searching for the Sasquatch on their kokanee can instead of facing the emotions.
But I mean, so without the sort of kokanee specific experience to back that up, I think it is exactly what you've said where like this song is like, and I don't think I fully understood it until I started seeing like literally the comments on YouTube and realizing that it's not just like a sort of shitty version of Seven Nation Army in terms of being like a goal.
It's totally like Seven Nation Army.
Belgian soccer club KRC Genk.
Dude, Seven Nation Army is a ripoff of this song.
Totally.
Absolutely.
Fucking Jack White, send my dude some royalties. Like,
is there a mashup
you know
of that?
The Padres use this? I don't have anything to say about the city of San Diego, but this was literally like the victory song for the San Diego Padres for like a decade in the 2010s. So it's always sort of been that, like this extremely bro-y anthem. And I've known in the back of my head, like, okay, I think it's like about, it's always like it's about your bros who have died.
I kind of just always, because I guess for me, the hang up is that, and we're not going to go like crazy long, but I did write down this link to discuss because I wanted to me, I think maybe an elegy or something. Like to me, a hymn is not a mournful song. To me, a hymn is a song of praise. And so I looked up the difference between song and a hymn. I think this is just some sort of like bot generated thing, but there are some rules of what a hymn is. A hymn is considered a traditional hymn. A song is considered a praise song, also called a worship song. Hymns are always sung to the same tune or rhythm, like 8-8-8-8. So if you think of, I mean, you must, even though you're on the wrong path right now, Sam, you must know a hymn or two. Do you know any hymns?
What's the big hymn?
I would say probably the biggest hit is Amazing Grace.
Oh, love Amazing Grace. You know, my wife was raised Catholic, so like sometimes it seeps in, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they, I don't really know much about, I think
the Catholics love hymns.
But I think they might
love all
have
those
different
shit.
ones. I mean, there's some great hymns. I love the hymn "It Is Well." I think it's a more modern hymn. "It Is Well with My Soul." Oh, it's beautiful. But all those hymns, as it says here too, generally they have the same tune or rhythm that goes 8-8-8-8. So I think the melody is 8 bars long or something before it repeats, and so that you remember the melody even though the lyrics change. Whereas I feel like the bro hymn thing is too quick. Like I'm just thinking,
just literally, it's just that, like the entire song.
Yeah, so,
like learning the verses to this song was actually quite shocking.
I would just love to know like where, because also bro hymn as a phrase is hilarious. Like it has like the what's the word? Like the similar sound of the pronoun him, and then also him with an N. That's hilarious on its own. And then just bro him as a phrase, and then thinking of things like lad Bible. You could have like a whole like religion, bro him, lad Bible, chode church or something. You could just really go down that path of
I love church, yeah.
broing down with, but I guess the God here is like just each other, like brotherhood. I mean, everything about the phrase bro hymn is so funny and stupid. And then the fact that it's like a hymn to me is normally more praise rather than mournful. I don't know if hymns are usually mourning.
Should have been called like, imagine it being called bro funeral dirge.
Yeah, bro dirge. That'd be so much better. But so I never I honestly always thought that I would see these videos or see these like Abbotsford ass fucking pop punk guys like loving Pennywise, and I just always assumed that this song was just like not a song that was mournful, but a song about just like celebrating your bros. And I guess it is celebrating in the sense that it's a celebration of life of a bro. Yeah. But I thought that I just never knew that it was about death until like today, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, it's such an interesting. I suspect that Pennywise called it that because they were like, it's going to give it like weight. I don't know if they were like, what is the difference between a hymn and a dirge and a
a praise
chanson?
Song?
Like, sorry, it should be called bro praise song.
Bro worship.
I mean, bro worship actually is kind of like a sick
cool
phrase.
Bro soaking music. That's another form of that's more modern.
Yeah, you're too deep for me now.
Yeah, I've gone too deep.
I don't think I realized the degree, and it's such a weird thing because then you still have the like. I found just sort of reading a little bit about the song in advance of the episode. I was like, oh no, I feel like I'm not going to feel comfortable saying anything bad about this now because it just feels like it's so tied up in so many people's, mourning or celebration of their friends. Like this, like it's very real. Like, shit like the comment section is very fucking real. And it's just obvious that people have this like very deep spiritual relationship. And exactly what you said, where I think it's like a lot of the kinds of people that like feel like they're not allowed to access those emotions maybe in other contexts. So it's like providing this really, really valuable outlet for a certain type of like Fox Racing decal on the truck type person. However, it is also like a goofy bad song, and like that's tough to balance because you still have Kevin Lyman being like, promised myself I wouldn't cry, but then I did. There were punk rock tears, and you're like, no one should say that. Yeah, and also, exactly. I feel like in doing that, not only is that the dumbest fucking phrase in the entire fucking world, but it compounds to me the type of nonsense that in a positive interpretation, this song is trying to dismantle, right? Because it's trying to say like it's a certain type of person who like doesn't allow themselves to access those like just sort of like the emotions like sadness, right? And like loss and depression and that kind of shit. So we're going to create this anthem that will allow you to tap into that, but in a way that is ultimately going to feel like this sort of like positive expulsion of energy.
But you can still keep your walls up. You don't have to.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's okay. Like we all there's a tragically like a uniformity to that experience that everyone you know goes through, and you're not alone in that. And that to me is like this actually legitimately beautiful thing about the song. And then you have Kevin Lyman being like, they were punk rock tears. Because like otherwise, because they were not punk rock tears, like what would they be? Would they be ladies' tears? Like what the fuck is the implication there? Like
Next thing you know, you can't strike a match. Oh, that's a reference to, never mind.
Oh, damn, you're going to complicate all that. Keep that in mind. I just like, I think that's such an unfortunate thing that takes the legs out of what
but I don't think
I want to love about this song.
Exactly. I don't think it's taking the legs out. I think it's perfectly encapsulating what the song is. It's not a song that says, let's dismantle toxic masculinity and allow ourselves to cry together and make eye contact and explore our feelings. It's a song where we can put one arm around each other and maybe even do hover hand because we don't want to be too fruity with it. And then we'll all sing along on stage and then we'll all go home and not really process anything. Like, to me, it's kind of like, it's perfectly representative of what it is, which is this guarded expression of mourning, which is still valid. Like, you can't say that one form of mourning is more valid than another, but you also like can't really say that we can't say that it sucks because it's about a bunch of guys. Also, like, there's a lot of people that the song is about. It's kind of crazy. Like,
you think that they really cast too wide of a net?
Well, okay, so it was originally written by the bassist Jason Thirsk. It was written in dedication to Tim Colvin and Carlos Canton, who died in separate motorcycle accidents, and then Tom Nichols, who drowned at Hermosa Beach Pier in 1988. So it was already like for 3 people, and then Jason Thirsk died by suicide after like struggling with substance abuse issues. It's very dark and obviously like horrible. And then they were like, well, let's take this song and also make it about Jason. And so they put it on their next album, a different version called Tribute, Bro Hymn Tribute, where they added a reference to Jason Thirsk in it. So, I mean, that's kind of wild. It's just like, this song is just like, it's just like about death so much for so many different people. And so I guess it is kind of not cool, but it's interesting that they can kind of just keep engraving names on this song.
I think you should say what you mean here. You think the song is about too many dead people?
It's just like, maybe
like, you
write a new one.
Like, you're asking them to like whittle it down, essentially.
Or just like write a new Bro Hymn, right? Bro Hymn 2.
That's true, because you have Bro Hymn Tribute, and then Bro Hymn 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Just make a whole album of Bro Hymns. Bust out the Bro Hymn book, you know?
Because this is the only Pennywise song.
I've honestly never heard. I know that there's an album called Land of the Free, with a question mark, but I never heard it. I think they have a song called Fuck Authority, which is pretty funny.
Hell yeah. I thought maybe they had a song called Bro Hymn because the way the song is labeled on YouTube is very confusing. You mentioned this being maybe like the first real Epitaph hit, which I don't know where this sits in terms of smash, but I don't know if that's true. But it says it's a full album stream is what Epitaph is pushing on YouTube, except it is just the song. And then I don't think this is not on an album called Bro Hymn, right?
No. And so Smash is 94, but the first Bro Hymn came out in 91 on self-titled Pennywise. I don't know if it was a hit yet or not, though, because like, I mean, all these truck decal guys hadn't probably had that communal mourning experience at a show together yet, so it's just so weird. What a weird song. But let's get into the lyrics. I mean, that'll help us maybe process it.
Okay.
So verse 1, to all my friends. I would love to have gotten Edward Hirsch to discuss this song, actually. To all my friends, present, past, and beyond. To all my friends, present, past, and beyond. What does that mean?
It's like future friends.
Okay, yeah. Especially those who weren't with us too long. But if you're casting it into the future, then the tense is already confusing. If it's beyond, Is he
Right,
writing
you're
it
thinking about
from
all
the
your
future?
friends that you're, yeah.
My
Oh,
future friends that
interesting.
weren't with us too long. You could do like a Nightmare Before Christmas bro hymn kind of mashup. That could be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Life is the most precious thing you can lose. I mean, that's it's a funny line. I'm sorry. You're right.
mean,
this is a
name
tough
something
one
more
to
precious.
talk about.
Name something more precious. Like, I don't know. It would be shitty to lose your wallet. You have to like replace all your cards. That's annoying.
That's pretty annoying, but yeah, life.
Losing your phone if you haven't backed up, like your contacts.
I don't
your
back it up. You
photos,
know what?
that
My phone. If it matters to me, I'll post it, and then if not, whatever. I don't back anything up. Just whatever. It's fine.
I believe you that this is your like wild lackadaisical approach.
That also means everything I post, I really believe in. So
Right. I like knowing that. Where I'm like, when you just do like a dump on Instagram, you're like, these are all your real
is
favorites.
me.
This is you archiving.
this will be
stuff. What is you besides your life, Josiah? What's the most precious thing you could lose? Do you think? And your wife.
Well, that's the thing. I think losing a loved one, like someone else losing their life, is more of a loss for you than losing your own life. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, I guess maybe that's what they're saying though, because it's a song about your bros' lives.
Life is the most precious thing you can. Well, then you should say bros are the most precious things. You can.
Bros, but then that could be like you and your bros got in a tiff of some kind. You're not speaking. The life of a bro is the most
The
precious
song should be
thing.
called "Bros Before Ghosts."
Jesus Christ.
While you were here, the fun was never ending. Laugh a minute was only the beginning. Canton, Colvin, Nichols, this one's for you. I mean, that's pretty tight also, how it's like, no wonder it's a sports anthem because referring to them in the last name like that is pretty sportsy, you know?
Anyone ever called you Hughes?
Yeah, I hate it. I'm trying to think.
Really?
Yeah, like in an old newsroom I worked in, I think someone would call me Hughes.
Oh,
like
right, because you
classic
guys were just
fucking Sorkin ass.
just
shit.
gumshoes. Just
Ever get
muckraking.
the feeling you can't go on? Just remember whose side it is that you're on. You've got friends with you till the end. If you're ever in a tough situation, we'll be there with no hesitation. Brotherhood's our rule, we cannot bend. So did this song like invent like Victory Records hardcore too?
I think this song actually invented brotherhood.
Yeah, I think it did. Like the band.
The
also.
concept of a hood of brothers. That was new at this point.
Like literally, like a hood of brothers wearing hoodies and singing about brotherhood.
Yeah, it's true. Bane heard this song and they were like, listen, I got an idea for some merchandise.
This does seem a lot like a Bane song. I'm glad you said that because I was kind of biting my tongue about that, but this really does somehow seem like a Bane song to me.
It's Bane-esque.
So then we get to the Whoa-Oh-Ohs, which I just fucking hate them. I hate.
That's dumb. Did you ever listen to are there gang vocals in any like albums you listen to? Like, are there big gang vocals on like various David Bazan albums?
Maybe I don't know. I used to go to like amazing core hardcore shows in Vancouver, and there would be a cover, and everyone would go wild and sing along and do gang vocals, but I never knew the lyrics. So maybe I'm just jealous. But I would be able to remember these lyrics. I mean, for some reason I don't like the melody of this song at all.
You're wrong about that. You know what it is? I think gang vocals are like the laugh track of punk rock. You know?
Yeah, true.
Where okay, I get it. Like it's maybe it's a little hack, maybe it's a little out of fashion, but ultimately it lets you know that it's okay to laugh. It's okay to say whoa.
It's okay to say aw.
Yeah, exactly. When the people in the band kiss or make up or whatever it is that
They definitely don't kiss.
Sometimes there's something helpful about having like an instructional sort of trigger ingrained in your pop music.
When you're feeling too close to the bottom, you know who it is you can count on. The rhymes are kind of off.
They only work if you do them in that accent. When you're feeling too close to the bottom. You know who it is
That's the other thing is like, I feel like the band name Pennywise, if you really think about it, is like a much, much worse version of the band name Nickelback. And it also does seem like some sort of like leprechaun accounting, like self-help book, like to become Pennywise.
Yeah. Or it would be like a Newfoundland colloquialism, just like, oh well, Josiah, He's very Pennywise, you know? The Hugheses always have been.
Exactly. Like, how did they come up with the band? Like, are they named after Stephen King's It?
Yeah,
Which back then was only a book about children sucking and fucking each other. Like,
it's true. These are people who love the idea of like everyone
Let's just
just
have a
like
spit
nutting
fuck.
together to defeat evil.
we'll
yeah.
just spit on our hands and fuck each other in the swamp.
Yeah, and this is a celebration.
And also,
of
we're children.
yeah.
So that's what they're named.
That's what it's like in Maine.
When you're feeling too close to the bottom, you know who it is, you can count on. Someone will pick you up again. We can conquer anything together. All of us are bonded forever. If I die, you die. That's the way it is. Now, hang
And this,
on.
by the way, is about being in like a teen fuck pile
I mean, it is quite
to defeat evil.
It is quite literally about 4 dead people, and he says, "If I die, you die." That's the way it is. So, what does that mean? They just pull out the metaphors in verse 3.
I don't like. Listen, I feel like we got way too close to the sun way too quick. But, you know, it's a part of you dies, Josiah. That's what it is.
So
or,
then-
or it's Shakespearean. It's the little death. You know.
Ooh, yeah, there we go. And then I guess the bridge has the same lyrics as verse 1 somehow.
Oh yeah, they're like the chorus is the same. Here we go.
Of course, it's just woes.
I love that no one's animated on Genius though.
Yeah. I mean, again, like I do feel guilty about laughing so much about a song called Bro Him.
You should.
Because of how it helps people mourn. But then when I was like doing some research, I found this bucket hat that I just sent you that is a Pennywise Bro Him nylon bucket hat.
Why didn't you send me that as like a new pod gift?
Well, it's not available anymore. And this brand called FGAF, EFGAF, if you click the brand name, it doesn't even exist on Amazon. Like there's some sort of mistake that fell through the algorithm to find me. It's foldable, easy to carry, no deformation, suitable for gardening, beach, camping, hiking, fishing, wedding, or any outdoor activities, suitable for any season. I mean, that's your classic Pennywise fan.
You could get married in a Pennywise Bro Him hat.
That would be cool, actually.
It's not just a Pennywise hat. Just to be clear, this is a Pennywise Bro Him hat.
I'm going to post it with the episode, so don't worry. You'll see.
Good.
But
I would give anything for this hat.
it doesn't exist anymore. You're going to have to get it custom made. So with
Bro Him fashion hat. I got to be able to. I'm going to make 200 of these on Alibaba.
Bro Him fashion hat. Is that what it says on Amazon too?
That's what it is. That's what it's called. It's the EFGAF Men and Women General Caps Cotton Fisherman's Hat Pennywise Bro Him fashion hat bucket cap black.
Oh yeah, look, there's a bunch of images for it. Man, that's
Are
so
there any
cool.
reviews or anything? I was going to be like, this is how I remember like my friend Mark.
From wearing my Bro Him fisherman hat to his wedding.
Oh man!
That's
Imagine someone wore a Pennywise Bro Him hat to your wedding. Like, do you think?
I'd be
I guess
like, I'm marrying you instead.
well, that's the thing. Is like if someone did it to your wedding, it would be like a sign of ultimate respect.
That's true. So yeah, not to be confused with Acclaim magazine has an article. I can't find the year when this is from. You know, it's one of these like newfangled designs for probably one of the people from Gawker who was laid off started this website or something. It has that kind of look to it, you know, like the outline or whatever. So I can't figure out when this was posted, but this is called The Sad Beauty of the Comment Section for Pennywise's Bro Him Tribute, Dealing with Grief in the YouTube Age. It is, yeah, that's pretty cool to think about. That's something we never really talked about, and I know somebody from The Nation, which is, of course, what we call our fan community, would every week sort of screenshot the best YouTube song comment. But that is that's a pretty deep community, and I know you know more about YouTube than most.
Yeah, and I exclusively use YouTube to mourn. You know,
Right. But it feels like this article's missing something. Like, where's the comments? This is just like a write up about it.
Yeah, it definitely, like, I clicked on it and I was like, there's not enough here. But I mean, if you really look at the comments, and like YouTube generally is, I mean, there's a reason why the comments are turned off on any video that matters. Like it's as bad as every like bad joke about it is.
Right.
And so the idea that all of these various sanctioned and unofficial uploads of Bro Him are just awash in people.
I'm just on the epitaph.
Memorializing
I'm on the
their friends.
epitaph upload now. Just gonna let it play quietly in the background so people can hear the bass line. All of us have lost someone. This song is amazing. George Tallman says. His name is George Tallman.
Well, imagine what it must be like. But I think because it has the like, you know, this one's for you line, it's like people just coming in and like dropping like Michael James Switzer, this one's for you. Derek Keeney, this one's for you. Like, you know, Chris Yule, Pedro Ricardo, this one's for you.
Somebody says, what a hymn. And every time some tears drop. It's not really how hymns work, though. So, need some hymn education in here.
Anaheim Ducks, goal! So, you know, classically memorializing, you know, the scores of one of LA's great hockey teams.
So I guess that's kind of the question before we move on past the lyrics is like, when...
Wait, sorry. Here's a comment on another upload of the song. I'm just trying to like play out the scenario in my brain, and I feel like you can help. The drummer of Pennywise, this is the second top comment on this upload with 15 million views. The drummer of Pennywise is married to my aunt. When my mom passed away, the whole band made a tribute to her at her funeral by playing this song. I miss my mom so much. God bless her. I just want to say, first of all, I'm sorry. That's obviously quite sad. You know, that part is bad.
That part, yeah.
But the idea that the drummer of Pennywise is married to your mom's sister, and your mom passes away, and Pennywise is like, we will play Bro Him at her funeral.
Like, she's not married to the Pennywise drummer.
She's not married to the drummer from, like, you know, it's not like she's married to Fletcher, okay?
They're just no, because Fletcher's wife is famously featured in the documentary The Other F Word, which is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life.
Right. And so this is just like someone's like this is a few Kevin Bacons removed, and all of a sudden Pennywise is like playing Bro Him at this person's.
Someone also got snarky in here and said, so you're just saying that Pennywise's drummer is your uncle?
Wow.
And then someone said, I love this shit. Rest in peace to your mama, bro. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That's love right there. That energy doesn't lie. I mean,
incredible. This song is really dismantling toxic masculinity. I think it's working.
I mean, what I was trying to ask you is like, we've been talking a lot about mortality lately for various reasons. Like, would you want something like Bro Him dedicated to you after the fact?
I think if like I were to pass away and
you
were to like weepingly log on to YouTube and be like, Sam Sutherland, this one's for you. I would think like from heaven, where I'm sure I'm going to end up because I've spent so much time talking to you. I would be like, did Josiah really know me? Like, I think I'd have questions for sure. Or I'd be like, thanks. You know,
what about you? Yeah, because I think also when people say like this one's for you, or even just like, and I'm sorry to bring this up, but even just saying cheers to people is like, you know, it's like, what does it even mean to say this one's for you and then like take a swig? Like, what does that mean? Yeah, exactly. I think this is a way of paying tribute to people that you don't even really, you never got to know each other beyond the surface.
Again, I think I don't think that's totally fair, because I'm sure for some of these people, but again, it's funny to have these things mixed in with like, you know, literally back to back, listen to the song hundreds of times and never thought I'd be playing it for my own brother. R.I.P. Matthew, I love you, my brother.
It's true.
And you're like, damn. And then the next comment is, when the Padres win. And you're just like, there's an element of whiplash there that I think is like, for people like us that base our somewhat, honestly, like base our aesthetic opinions on the context clues that surround them, right? And like less so as we get older and we become more conscious of these things. So we spend hundreds of hours trying to sort of dismantle our own tastes and like reassemble it. But the reality is that like you and I are never going to mourn people or want to be mourned to the sound of a Padres win. And I think there are some people that carry a different baggage, and their baggage doesn't include pretension in this particular avenue. And so for them, I think the idea of saying that like it's a superficial way of mourning is like not fair. It's literally just like all of the different the cultural signifiers that you put importance into.
Or like the part, maybe like left brain versus right brain or something. You're right. Like there are people who just like saying this one's for you to someone actually means something to them and makes them happy. So that's true. It is very, it's very interesting to think about how meaningful this is to some people, but it's also just so hilarious of a song and title and name. Like it contains everything in it.
But the Cheers thing is interesting because I know you're specifically making fun of me, but like, there's something to like rituals, and this is like a ritual of mourning, right? So like when you still drank, did you cheers people when you drank, or were you like,
no.
I know you're making fun of.
If people did,
I would depart a situation.
Yeah, I wasn't even trying to make fun of you for that, but
I know, but
the act of like if I'm even if
cheers.
No, like even when I'd be at Christmas dinner with Sarah's family or whatever, and they'd do like cheers. I mean, I would do it, but it's just kind of like you just do it. Like I don't really understand.
You never meant it.
Yeah, I've never meant to cheers in my life.
That's how I feel about like anytime I've been made to say grace. I'm always like, listen, I'm not going to like fart or be rude, but I don't mean this.
Right, that's how I feel about singing along to Bro Hymn. Is how you feel about praying to God.
But I actually think this is like a really interesting schism because I love cheersing. I fucking love it to a degree that I think is like off-putting, but like I love the idea of like every culture has its own cheers, like L'chaim, Dystrovia, like whatever it fucking is. Like I think it's so cool that everyone has a way of saying like, all right, this one's for you. Like, let's go. I think it's really kind of magical. And as a result, I love doing like I can't have a drink. Like Ashley and I would usually sort of like finish the day.
You cheers your wife?
100% I cheers my fucking wife, man. I love my wife. God, why would I not cheers her? Why would I not show her that respect? That's real.
That's fair. I mean, that's fair.
It's the ritual of it.
I mean, I just make
consecrated.
At the end of my day, I make eye contact with my wife and go, whoa. I mean, yeah,
it's the same, right? And I think there's something to, and so in that sense, I think Bro Hymn is a ritual like cheers, where like, sure, you find it distasteful, but it's a way for some people to.
And I guess it is like as we've kind of been talking around, it is a reminder that death will come for everyone, and so even the people who simultaneously love the Anaheim Mighty Ducks and also their bro Kevin or whatever, they have to process death too, and so they need Bro Hymn.
Exactly.
So here's
I think I love Bro Hymn. Unfortunately,
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna love it in a second. But for example, here's the Philadelphia Flyers goal horn edited together with Bro Hymn. The uploader said this is perfect for a ringtone, so you can.
Perfect for a ringtone.
Kind of is.
I don't know if that was mixed perfectly together. It was just a horn and then Bro Hymn.
Yeah, you're gonna let people ring for like eight rings on the other end to I don't know.
Just to soak up that horn.
But here's the reason why it's the Anaheim one, and this is actually so sick. They have this like fucking actual horn group horning it up for them.
Oh yeah.
It sounds like a ship.
Yeah, it's very nautical. It's also like not like in tune with the brass section.
I'm not sure if this is in Anaheim or where this is, but this is fucking sick as all hell. There's like a whole brass band outside. I do think I love it as a jock jam, almost even more as a morning.
Well, it's definitely. I don't know that it's better than Seven Nation Army, but in terms of like jock jam riffs you can sing along to, I think it
I know. I can't believe I was
comfortably
shit talking
holds
it
a
either.
candle.
They're actually playing the melody right now.
Wow, yeah, this is too deep for me. Yes.
These people are just on the street. There's like more people in the band than there are pedestrians.
Yeah, the people on the street do not care. The Sounders FC, where?
They start like going around in a circle towards the end.
The Seattle MLS club, the Sounders.
Oh, I had it open in 2 windows, so that's pretty cool. Double up.
Bro hymns.
And then there's this. Woody's going crazy, scratching a chair. I don't know. Maybe the pop screen will cover
Who's
that.
Woody?
Yeah, he's my cat, Woody. You like Broham, Woody? I don't know if this is a sports thing or not, but this is fucking crazy. This is like 100 trumpets blasting through this shit. This is like if the Polyphonic Spree was playing it.
Oh, I love this, like halftime.
But yeah, or it's like the Go
Air
Team.
Boss. The guy conducting has a vest on that says Air Boss, by the way. That's funny.
This is German.
This is so fucking
Maybe it's
good.
a school? I'm not sure. But is this a little bit ironic or something?
I can't tell, but I mean, they're definitely all in uniform, and the conductor is. I mean, they're basically all dressed like they're in Top Gun, and the conductor is dressed like an air traffic person.
It's so sick. I'm just blasting through the sports ones. I fucking love this one though. It's so good.
Oh, this is so good.
But then there's this. This is at an indie wrestling match, and the whole crowd is singing it to taunt this guy, this wrestling fella. This is Beyond Wrestling. So there's just a guy wrestling, and I mean, the song is just whoa, and maybe it is just kind of a mournful human groan, and that makes it even more expressive for these people that there are no words attached to it. It's just a cry to the heavens.
Yeah,
to help
just a
me deal with-
universality. To the human experience.
But then I think because it's a jock jam, it's also become like a very popular remix or something. Like, so this famous dude, Bass Nectar, who I think I've heard of before. Bass Nectar.
Yeah, I saw that name when I was like glancing at the Wikipedia. Bass Nectar is like a real.
Isn't that like a
It's a
thing that
big
you see
deal,
on
right?
polls?
Yeah, I feel like it's a pole name, where it's like
It's a
some
pole name.
very neon festival happening at a park that's like far outside of Toronto, headlined by Bass Nectar.
Bass Nectar stepping back from music after sexual misconduct allegations surfaced. That's probably why I remember the name from July.
Okay.
Maybe we'll skip the Bass Nectar Bro Hymn remix. But there are like actually a couple happy hardcore ones that are incredible. Like this is so sick. This is Paul Elstack Bro Hymn, and it comes with like a music video that's like just fucking people raving.
People at the club.
In like a giant rave tent. Which I know also like rave comments on YouTube is another thing that people love, because it's always like none of these kids even know how to take eckies these days or whatever. Like, you know. But yeah, knowing that it's a jock jam and these like this one fucking heats up. Masters of Hardcore Dark Raver.
Oh yeah. Also, this footage just makes me want to like travel back in time and get really into eckies and dance music.
I know. This isn't even the only one I found, but it's definitely the best one. Yes!
Oh, fucking right on.
Oh, it's so good. I want to make music like this so bad. Do you think these people are mourning?
I think they all are. They're mourning their sobriety.
They're in the morning because they've been partying all night.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
This is so sick. Oh my god. So yeah, I think the missing the missing piece to fully process Bro Hymn, I think, is to turn to our friends and family, our bros, essentially, and I say that non-gendered, our bros from the nation who have submitted some covers. So I did ask some people. So if you're only listening to this episode, I'll explain it again. If you're on our Patreon, you'll get this plus a whole bunch more stuff a day early, but you'll also get access to know what song we're going to do. So then you'll be able to submit a cover if you want to have your cover featured on here. I think it's going to be really fun.
I mean, my problem is like I'm just going to want to record covers every week.
I know it was really hard for me not to.
The entire cover section is just going to be you and me being like, check it out. Here's my.
I know.
Let's
do it. I mean,
version of Bro Hymn. Wait, there's many of those. Fuck.
I think I've done like 9 covers this year because of our old podcast. It's like
it's crazy.
It's so sick to have this inspiration. So
I have covers I've done that haven't come out yet, where I'm like, okay, what's happening?
Really?
Yeah.
Where are they coming?
I don't know. I'll message you.
Oh, I know what you're talking about actually. So go to Patreon. You'll know everything you need to know about the songs we're doing, so you can cover them if you want. So for the first week, I just sort of talked to some people that I know are really eager and always
you sandbagged it. Yeah.
They always hook us up. And I got to start with our good friend. They're all our good friends, but this is Shoes Robinson. Shoes did offer some commentary as well with his cover. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Shoes said, this was a tough one, mainly because the problem with the original song is that the chords, melody, and lyrics are all very bad. And changing all 3 of those things kind of felt like cheating. So this is Shoes Robinson trying. He's not sure if he likes it, but this is Shoes Robinson trying.
This fucking rocks.
This is so cool. What is this? I can still hear the whoa-who's. This sounds like Incubus.
Oh yeah. Brendan Boyd.
Whoa!
That's fucking nuts.
There's so much wah pedal in here.
This is better than Incubus, and I think Incubus is an incredibly sick band.
I guess I'll put these on our Bandcamp or something in a couple days. I got to figure out what to do with these ones.
Yeah, we got to figure out how we're going to, because like that is very good, and people should be able to hear the whole thing.
Yeah,
so
there's still 2 minutes left.
That's a problem we have to solve.
We'll figure that out. But thank you, Shoes. I think it's interesting that something that you don't like ends up sounding like kind of music store prog, like music gear store prog.
Yeah,
but like
totally.
to say that it's also very well done. But obviously,
Long McQuaid core.
Yeah, exactly. Like Tom Lee music ass. I guess we need to say what Guitar Center, is that what it is?
Oh, right, yeah.
Okay, so this is our friend CanCon155. Actually, I don't know who this person is IRL, but they always do like epic. And again, we're gonna have to put this somewhere because it's 29 minutes long.
Jason would have wanted it.
29.
Slow bro him.
Party down for Jason.
Okay, now I hear this sort of mournful afterlife kind of feeling.
But it does. Imagine like you die and you go to hell, and it's just the sounds like this sort of like incomprehensible screaming, and then in the background you're like, "Is that Rohan playing?" And the devil is like, "Forever and ever."
And the devil is also Fletcher.
Yeah, of course.
I would love to actually force myself to listen to this whole thing.
We should do a slow Brohim challenge. Film yourself listening to it uninterrupted.
I think we should put out like
a month on Patreon.
We should put out a one-sided engraved 12-inch. I think it's too long actually we couldn't even do the engraving.
No, you actually couldn't. Yeah.
But you could sell this on like Forced Exposure or some sort of pretentious record store guy noise label. I don't think we've even made it to the whoa-ohs yet. It feels like
no, we're
cheating.
still in the bass intro, I think.
Should I skip ahead? It feels like cheating.
Skip ahead. Let's just get a taste. Oh, it's making me shiver. I feel like we're not supposed to hear these sounds, you know?
I know. Well, I wonder what time code will have the whoa-ohs. This song is evil.
Yeah, I don't feel good right
I love that we're trying to open it up to new listeners.
We're like, you know what? It's a different kind
It's different. Look, I know how to make it.
Accessible sellout show.
There's no the last three. There's absolutely no way to make it. Let's try Robin Hatch. Maybe she'll make something that we can understand. She said that she did it inspired by The Cure, which I think is a pretty interesting idea. So.
An accessible popular artist.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
All my friends present, Austin B.
Shit.
Yes.
Most precious thing you can lose.
This is the version.
When you were here, the fun
This is
never
definitive.
ending. Love a minute was only the beginning. Catching COVID Nichols, this one's for you.
Holy shit. Oh my god. This is so good.
Ever get the feeling you can go on? Just remember whose side it is you're on.
Robin's so
A little
Got
British
friends
there.
with you till the
She's
end.
so good at vocal impressions of people.
If you're ever in a tough situation, there with no hesitation. Brotherhood's our rule, we cannot bend.
This is
my
so
God.
good. That like breathing sound?
But it's also like the horn sound is like literally the exact close to me horn sound. I feel like it's a very close approximation.
You know who it is, you can count
I
on.
honestly didn't think this song could be redeemed, and I was wrong.
It turns out the answer is just close to me.
Anything together. All of us are bonded forever. If I die, you die. That's the way it is.
It even sounds like a Cure song, eh?
It's so good. I love that everyone's too classy to do the whoa-oh-ohs.
Yeah, well,
I was right about that.
Especially those who weren't with us too long. Life is the most precious thing you can lose. While you were here, the fun was never ending. Laugh a minute was only the beginning. Can't you cover nickel? This one's for you.
holy shit. All right, so Canon, that's how Brohim sounds.
That's Brohim now. That's the one you can play at my funeral if you want to play one. And speaking of someone who will be at speaking of someone who will be at my funeral and celebrating it is my old friend Drew, aka Rapping for Safety from Globe Health Warning podcast and Saturday Streamers and everything. Drew covered Brohim, I think, but apparently this is Brohim. Drew is secretly like a very sick electronic producer.
It's really funny, right? Where I'm like, oh, he's not joking. This is just like really interesting.
Yeah, I know. It's so good.
But it does, I'll be honest, all this is, I'm aching for just like, I'm sorry. Okay, just imagine if there was like a,
it's true.
It'd be great.
But you get to imagine, it's about the notes he's not playing, you know?
It's true. All of these are kind of like conceptually jazzy that way.
Oh, I hear it. I hear the whoa melody.
Oh, yeah.
This sounds so good.
This is so fucking sick.
Damn, I'm gonna become a clubber now from this. I'm gonna catch COVID at the club so I can dance to Brohim remixes.
Right. Between the happy hardcore remix and this, and then also the idea of being at the club when the fake Cure Brohim comes on.
Yeah, like at 7 a.m.
You're just drinking water at the episode.
Holy shit.
Fuck, man.
That was ridiculously
That
good.
was fucking awesome.
Oh, man. Amazing. Okay, so finally...
I love how my expectation with Drew is like, it's going to be funny, but there's so many layers to Drew.
There are two... We're going to be spending forever trying to figure out the layers.
They were like, there are 2 layers. I was like, oh, okay.
There are 2 layers. Streamer and host. No. That was amazing. Oh, my God.
That was so fucking sick.
Okay, so finally we've got our friend Sarah. She has so many projects. This is her like shit noise project. It's called Pit of Hell. I'm hoping I can make sure the volume's not too crazy. I was warned it's really loud. So this is a shit noise cover of Brohim from Sarah Louise, her project Pit of Hell.
Holy shit.
And that's Bro Him.